About 8 years ago, my sense of smell just more or less evaporated, went away. I thought, that's super weird. I talked to my doctor. He said, yeah, that's super weird. Let's get a brain MRI. So I got a brain MRI. Results come back, nothing of note, situation normal, unremarkable pathology, it said. Unremarkable? Frankly, I was insulted. Okay, a couple years later, I start to notice a tremor in my left hand. It kind of moves to my right. I think this is getting more serious. It's not going away. I better look into this. I go see a movement disorder specialist. He says, we talk about a variety of things, and he says, oh, by the way, loss of smell is a precursor to Parkinson's. I said, that's interesting. 53, diagnosed with Parkinson's. 90,000 people in the US are diagnosed with this disease every year, most of them over 60. It's a progressive movement disorder. It affects movement, it affects cognition, it can lead to dementia. Its current status is incurable, symptomatic treatments only. So that's the situation that we're all facing. And the thing is, there are a lot of people that are famous and that you know pretty well who have had it or are still fighting it. Michael J. Fox has raised billions of dollars to fight this disease. Ozzy Osbourne has it. Linda Ronstadt has it. Pope John Paul did. Janet Reno. Brett Favre talked about it like a week ago. And the champ, Muhammad Ali, the greatest, he fought it for many years. Let's talk about fighting. I said optimism was in the title of my talk, right? There are things I'm optimistic about, and we're talking about a fight. So how do you fight back against Parkinson's? Exercise, pharmaceuticals, cutting-edge AI research. Let's talk about the exercise line first. So for many years, I've been a runner. And I ran 8 marathons and a bunch of half marathons and a bunch of other things well before my diagnosis. And it turns out that movement, cardio, staying active is one of the best ways to slow the progression of this disease. So that's pretty awesome. It's also generally good for you, which is also awesome as well. So I've been staying as active as I can. I'm a skier, I Peloton, I ride my bike to work. I try to keep all that stuff moving. This is a friend of mine's mother, Gloria. She's been diagnosed like 15 years ago. She fights Parkinson's by boxing. There's a Parkinson-specific boxing routine she does at her gym. She also plays a little golf. She's awesome. She's an inspiration to many, inspiration to me. I'm going to keep moving. So that's movement. That's physicality. Drugs. So there are a bunch of drugs that do other things that people are starting to look into for their ability to affect longevity, to be neuroprotective, to help out against everything that happens as we age. And I'm using a drug called rapamycin, which was normally used for organ transplant rejection, but that may have neuroprotective effects. We won't know for like 10 years if it's actually going to work. So maybe I'll be in the Ignite stage reporting my findings in 2034. We'll see. All right, third wave, research, cutting edge, AI. We've probably all heard of it. So there's this wave crashing with all this amazing technology. The world's greatest researchers are going to try to ride it to bigger and better heights to help us all out, right? Meanwhile, unserious people like me ask for pictures of poker playing dogs and we get them. So that's great. But what's going to actually happen when we put AI, man and machine, working together? This is something I've been passionate about for a while. Last month in the New Yorker, there was this article about work that scientists are doing with AI to combat antibiotics. And they're able to generate millions of proteins, millions of molecules that they would have had to go out and dig up out in the environment now in the lab. And they're able to test them 100,000 times faster than they would have been just 10 years ago. So that's going to lead to breakthroughs of some kind, I'm sure of it. But this whole point about man and machine working together, let's drill down on that a little bit. My man, Roy Batty, famous AI philosopher. All these moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Why does any of this matter? Because moments matter. Living in the moment is what matters to most of us. Living through one right now, right? And what Roy and his replicant machine cohort, his friends and family, as it were incredulous about was that we humans take moments for granted. We just go through our lives, it's like, oh, I've got forever. Turns out they didn't. Turns out we don't either. So what does that mean? You all have a slide like this in your deck for your Ignite talk, moments that matter to you. You picture these, you picture your own version of this. These are some things that have happened in my life. I want more moments like this. I'm going to fight like hell to make them happen, but it's going to take a lot of us working together to do it. Okay, protecting yourself, thinking about Parkinson's. Early detection technologies are coming. You may be diagnosed someday, but you may suffer none of the symptoms because of cures that are coming down the road. There are those precursors, that loss of smell I mentioned. Staying active, it can't do you any harm. Stay active no matter what. The Navy SEALs have a saying, the only easy day was yesterday. That makes me think, what's coming ahead? Well, more moments like this. Thank you for joining me in one particular one tonight. We're all living in it together. Let's go out there and go do more things. Be great.